or if there's something we can learn from this so that we can better our craft, then we want to do that too. There have been a lot of different people working in the district, a lot of different people overseeing it, and our goal is to manage the bond project with employees of our district. And that's one of the reasons why we went away with the program manager. So we could save several $100,000 a year and have that back for the classrooms for the kids. So, and we have confidence with the employees of our district too. So I think I have a starting point. Don't have an ending point. And if you have any more ideas, feel free to send them to Harry or myself. And then I will be working with an auditor and then come back to you to share what we're looking at. Maybe, would you like me to maybe invite an auditor to come in?
So we can see the various levels and different
to see
options.
that? So we can do that at the next CBOC meeting. And during this time, if you would like to speak to community members on your own and get input, you're more than welcome to do that. But ultimately, just understand this decision and how it goes forward is a recommendation taken to the Board of Trustees, Board of Education. But I know they fully support this transparency, along with Dr. Mitchell. Okay? Any other questions? Yes, sir.
I guess you talked about Nogales High School.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any way that we can maybe get what the cost is, change orders, and some detail before we start the audit? I mean, that would probably save us some money, and we can look at it then.
Okay.
Review it that way. And
Okay.
Even though the meeting didn't exist, I really did appreciate the recording on the change orders in that format.
Okay. So maybe what we could do, if it's okay with you, we can have a presentation on the Nogales at the next meeting, so that you could bring the cost of it, bring the change orders, because we have that kind of like that the next time, and then we'll have the discussion of what to look for after the presentation, sequentially. Is that,
the only one that has a substantial change orders? Or
Nogales is the one that has the most substantial. It's the one that everyone wants to talk about in the community. So I think let's hear the community and let's hear this. We're partnered with the community, and we want to make sure that if they have concerns, we address them, and then we want to build confidence with the community, and just okay. Anything else with that? I really appreciate it, and I really appreciate you spending time with that. Okay.
Okay.
Excellent.
So, once we're done with that, and we're going to go on to hear some representatives from Meyer Construction on Rowland High School addition project.
Yeah, I would like to invite Larry and Russ from Ledesma Meyer, who are the construction managers for the Rowland addition project. Since this was going to be a more informal meeting, I asked them not to do a PowerPoint presentation, but more importantly, just to give us highlights of what's happening with the project. One of the concerns, and one of the requests from the CBOC was to really go in and touch the dirt as the construction is taking place. So our intention with this project is, that was you. He wants to play in the dirt. So our intention are to do these quarterly, so that we do quarterly walks, as long as it's permitted, because at certain points, if it gets really dangerous and gets dark, we can't do it. That's the reason why we had this meeting earlier in the day, so that we can take advantage of it. And the walk will be at the conclusion of the meeting, after the meeting has been called. And when we go in the walk also, I want everyone to know that we have designed it so that no more than 2 CBOC members will be walking together. A board member can join any of the CBOCs, and they'll be toured by one of these fine young men. So with that, thank you.
That's funny. My name is Russ Hall. I'm with Ledesma Meyer. I'm your project superintendent for this project. This is Larry Flickinger. He's my director. I've been in your district for coming on 7 years now. I've worked on every every kindergarten we have here in your district, some more than once. I've worked at Alvarado Middle School, and this is my second tour on this campus. I was here a couple years ago. We put in underground infrastructure. We replaced all the site utilities for the gas, electric, waste, everything that runs underground, and makes us the underground city run. Yeah, I was responsible for this building that we're in now, and your modernization to your E-building. So I'm familiar with the district. Some of the players are here, some are new, some are not, but anyways, I want to introduce myself first. And Russ, I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you.
I've asked to give a short recap of the project. I'll do that now. For those of you who don't know or may know, the construction began in June of this year, and it's going to run through August of 2019. So we're going to be here for a while. Be here for a good 3-year project. The project consists of demoing 3 existing buildings. All the portables on the projects will also be demoed, and the existing student parking lot. And I'll go into that a little more detail here in this short recap as we go. We will be constructing 5 new buildings and a new student parking lot. This project is going to be phased. Right now we're in phase 1. Phase 1 started in June, as I mentioned, and it will finish up in August of 2017, so it's going to run a little over a year basically. What we're doing in this first phase 1 is we're building a new 2-story classroom, and that'll be used to move all the kids into so that we can take down the other buildings as we move further on the project. Now, that's not its ultimate purpose. I mean, it's a classroom building. I don't know that the principal, Mitch, has made any final decisions as to what subjects will be taught in there, and I wouldn't speak for him. I think that's not his term. But it's 22 classroom, which we spoke about earlier, 2-story, and it's located on the eastern portion of the site, right behind your existing C building, where there used to be basketball courts. Maybe some are familiar with that or not. There was some exterior courts back there. We've taken these out. We're going to replace it with a new classroom building there. We also took out 2 of the portable buildings that were in that area, portable P11 and P12. Those were removed so we would have the elbow room and the space to do the work we need to build a new classroom. I could refer to this, but it's kind of small. I don't know if I see you looking at it and straining if you like. This is the new classroom that we're building right now, and just to kind of orientate yourself, we're in the D building, so we're right here right now. And this is the frontage road, Otter Bean out front, and student parking lot. So anyways, this is the new classroom that we're working on right now. So this is the only building we're going to build in this phase. The progress of that phase right now is that we've demoed the blacktop, and we've graded the pad, and we've dug all the foundations, and we've put the rebar in the ground, and we're getting ready to fill those foundations with concrete. Once that is done, and we'll pour ourselves a slab, we'll start erecting steel, and we'll be on our way. Okay? So that's phase 1. Once that phase is done, we get into the lion's share of the work, where we'll be demoing the existing administration and the library building, and we'll replace them with a new 2-story building right over here, which will be administration on the bottom and the library on the top. Within that phase, a lot of things go on in this phase, so also in that phase, we'll be demoing the H building, which is usually considered the hideout and or the band building. That'll be replaced with a new cafeteria facility and a new theater arts building. In addition to that, I mentioned that the library was going to be over here in the admin, so obviously we're taking down the existing library. We're going to replace that with an open courtyard, which can be used as a nice area for the kids to have lunch, since the kitchen facility right here. And then at the end of the courtyard, we'll be putting in an ASB building. Let's see if I missed anything on there. I think so. Okay, What's going to happen as far as housing the administration staff is that once we take this down, the staff will be moved out to portables 1 through 6, which is in the eastern area of the student parking lot out there. That'll temporarily house the admin staff. And the library admin building will be finished prior to the theater arts building, so the admin staff will be able to move back into that facility. And once they've vacated the P1 through P6 out there off your student parking lot, then we're going to begin and complete a 4-classroom special ed building out there as well. So a lot going on in that phase. Pretty busy.
In case we've lost anybody, you can see that the phasing is quite creative to administer to getting step 1 before we get to step 2, and again, getting temporary housing so we can turn around and demo the existing buildings in order to construct the main bulk of the project, which is the theater, the NPR, the kitchen, the new library, the new admin. So there's a lot of jostling around of spaces and moving people out of students out of that space, moving into temporary facilities, moving them back into permanent facilities. So there's a lot of coordination going back and forth around the site. Yes.
Moving the children back and forth in between different locations, will that be done in the middle of a semester or end or beginning only?
You know, let me just a little run through the rest of this real quick if I could, and then I'll answer all those questions. I might answer some of them as I go.
Okay.
I don't think I'm going to answer that one, but I might answer some of them. Anyways, in order to take care of the theater arts building, it takes up a very large footprint. We're going to lose the cafeteria on a temporary basis, at which point we'll be removing the portables 7, 8, 9, and 10, and putting in a temporary kitchen facility there. Obviously, once the kitchen facility becomes available, then we'll take that out with 4 flats can cover that area. It's almost like another courtyard. So at the very end of the project is the smaller of the 3 phases. At the very end, all the buildings will be done, even the special ed building. Then we will go through and clean up our mess and demo the student parking lot, rebuild that, and we will also be removing the remaining portables that are up here. And we'll pour new asphalt there, and we'll pour new asphalt over here, which is now our current laydown area for the building that we're working on right now. And one thing I forgot to mention, but it is on your handout, would be that when we demo the hideout, which is like an NPR area for the kids right now, we'll be placing a portable building out here in the interim for hideout purposes. So.
Another thing too, Russ, because I've had several people, staff, and ask me about the jar that we built a couple of years ago.
Oh, yeah.
That will be saved.
Okay.
I've had people ask me, "You're not going to tear it down? You just..."
We just did it.
No, we're not going to tear it down. It's going to be incorporated. If you could point,
Yeah,
it's going to be incorporated into the construction of that building. And when we're done, you won't be able to tell that it was built separately. So it will be safe.
yeah, we're actually going to demo the old 60-year cafeteria
Yes.
off the west side of it, and then we're going to turn that interior wall into an exterior wall. And we'll put the only one safe. Okay, I'm sorry. So I didn't answer your question. That's all I have on my presentation. But I'd
Well,
like
when
to
kids are changing classes, like at the beginning of the year, the second semester, it's really easy. You've got history and classroom number XYZ, opposed to in the middle.
The timeline will show.
Oh, okay.
We try to time all our moves on all the projects, at least that we've been involved in.
The big one.
We try to time them in the breaks, the constructed breaks that are part of the school schedule, which usually means the winter break, summer, or any time that you have a period in which you can move them with the least amount of disturbance to the kids and to staff. Okay. And if you look at this chart, Russ could point out where the move dates are.
So here's your calendar across the top, obviously, and this is the phase that we're in right now. These bars represent the construction, and then you can look at the long bar for the new classroom building that we're building. And then this longer phase down here would be the construction of phase 2. I know you can't see that right there, it's kind of small, I apologize. So while this building is being completed, this red stripe right here represents the summer. And then a lot of activities take place, and within those activities is when this building comes down and the staff here on site gets an opportunity to move into the new building. And so when the kids come back to school, this will all be fenced off, it'll be under construction, and you'll be using the new building.
The timing and phasing of the project was very well coordinated between staff, cabinet, the board. This presentation has been given where, again, you can see the highlighted areas all represent summer. And there's where kids are all being transferred during the summer months, instead of trying to break it up during the school year, which would be very tough to do and difficult for their learning environment. We try to utilize all the summers as our transition period to moving out of old to new, so when the kids came back at the beginning of the school year, they're moving into whether it was a temporary facility or into new facilities. All the transitions took place in the summertime. So
That chart was one of the reports that we received.
Yeah, probably
It was so small that I had to get a
Take that one home?
Well, outside of first semester freshmen, I'm pretty sure the kids.
And then the same thing holds true for the conclusion of the project. So in the last summer, obviously we're not going to take the parking lot down in the middle of the school year, and we're not going to charge them the paving. So when we wrap up the project, the last phase is very short, but it's also timed within the summer to create this least amount of inconvenience as possible.
It's also better to lay down asphalt when it's hot.
So that's why summers are critical for this project. And that's one thing that working together in tandem with district staff and with President Meyer is making sure that we plan ahead accordingly. And I do have to really compliment President Meyer and staff in making sure that everything that you take care of, working with the site principal, the communication, so it's seamless, for the students. The students aren't impacted. It has been really, really excellent, and I really want to publicly say that to them. I also want to thank them for the suggestion within the staff also to save money for this project. We're saving millions of dollars by not having interim housing. By phasing this, and you didn't go into it, I think, or you give yourself enough credit, but by phasing this correctly, by creating the 22 classrooms, we have our interim housing for the future of the project. So that we create the new classrooms, and we don't have to bring in portables. And that's going to save us, Marcus, what was the estimate?
It was just shy of $2 million.
So,
And that included the rental, the setup, the return, and everything. It was just shy of $2 million.
so that allows us to do more for our students and do more projects with the bond project. And that's being strategic, and that's working together with the construction manager and having them hold the architect accountable too, and working with them to make this work within the scope. If for this project to really take place, summers are critical, and we're off to a really, really great start because of the work that we are doing.
And Alex, we may want to mention that this particular summer, there was site utilization, but for the remaining summers that are on that chart, the school will go dark during summer. They'll have summer school elsewhere. Because of, when you look at the bar chart, you can see all the activities that are going on. It wouldn't be an environment conducive to learning, and then you have the safety factor with all the demolition that'll be going on.
And sometimes power will be out throughout the whole.
Yes.
Is that for all summers or just 17 and 19?
The
Next two.
next two.
Two summers for sure.
Okay.
But it gives us ample amount of time to be able to meet the needs of our students for summer school at different sites. We have just a wonderful transportation department that we can pick up students taken to an alternate site. We have a great partnership with Mount SAC. And Mount SAC comes to our community and offers a program here.